Well, 3 persons, including the chairman of the Aranayaka Pradeshya Sabha, who were arrested over assaulting an individual, were released today. According to the police, the suspects were released after the complainant withdrew the complaint.
Now, the chairman of the Aranayaka Pradeshya Sabha and the 2 others were arrested this morning over the assault said to have taken place in the Thuttiripiti area in Aranayaka on Thursday evening. The injured person was receiving treatment until last night at the Kegol hospital. Now, according to the police, the injured person had left the hospital this morning and withdrew the complaints.
Three persons, including the chairman of the Aranayaka Pradeshya Sabha, who were arrested in connection to an assault, have been released. The individuals were released after the complainant withdrew his complaint. Similar incidents of this nature reported in the recent past. Southern Province Minister of Fisheries assaults a driver attached to the Tangol depot. Victim makes a statement to the police that further investigations are not necessary. Deputy Principal of a school testifies in court that he withdrew a complaint regarding a North-Western Provincial Councillor forcing one of his teachers to kneel due to death threats. Army Major attached to the intelligence unit testifies in court that he submitted an affidavit stating that the son of a minister did not assault him and it was not made under any influence. Samudi officer lodges a complaint stating that a minister tied him onto a tree. Days later, officer admits he tied himself onto a tree.
The Governor of the Northern Province, Major General G.H. Chandraswini, notes that plans are underway to develop the towns of Mankulam, Kilinochchi and Jaffna as centres of administration, culture and trade.
Now, he made this statement during the inaugural session of the Northern Province Regional Planning Committee meeting held in Colombo yesterday.
The Northern Province Regional Planning Committee convened for the first time yesterday. The committee, which is chaired by the Chief Secretary of the province, also includes state officials as well as professionals. The committee aims to develop plans by integrating public opinions. It was discussed that the city of Mankulam should be developed into a centre of administration while the city of Kilinochchi should be developed into a centre of trade. It was also discussed that the city of Jaffna should be developed into a cultural centre. What we should do now is to come up with a creative development project which takes into account the already available physical resources and facilities.
We have
begun discussions to secure the money that is required. We have no doubt that our proposals encompass the whole region. The government will give priority towards it. Over 80% of the loans that were obtained from institutions have been invested in development activities in the north. This government has never shied away from fulfilling its responsibilities towards the people who were affected by the war.
Well, on business news tonight, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka says that the earnings from workers' remittances have continued to improve, while the financial inflows have been substantial for the first half of the year.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka indicates that the inflows to the financial account include FDI inflows amounting to $537 million, while the net inflows to the stock market was $120.2 million, and the net inflows to the government security markets amounted to $664.4 million. However, according to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, the cumulative performance in merchandise trade had depicted a salutary 7.1% decline in the trade deficit for the first 6 months of 2013.
Well, the bodies of 3 children who went missing while bathing close to the Ginge Bridge in a branch of the Mahaveli River have been found. The police said that the deceased are 3 16-year-olds from the Maharufnagar area in Kenya. Acting police spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan, speaking to News First, said that the victims had gone to bathe in the Mahaveli River with 7 other persons. He added that the post-mortem examination into the deaths will take place soon.
The former Maldivian President Mohamed Nasheed held an election meeting in Colombo today ahead of the Maldivian presidential elections in September. Now, he met with the Maldivians residing in Sri Lanka today.
Well, during the meeting, former President Nasheed spoke about the achievements of his MDP party and the services rendered to the country under his leadership. The Maldives will hold presidential elections on the 7th of September. Maldivians residing in Sri Lanka will be given the opportunity to vote in the country itself. But you're watching News First, and up next is a look at Action TV.
Collecting firewood is one of the main daily routines of these people. However, the amount of firewood collected at these houses is not a proper indicator of the number of meals and the quantity of meals that are cooked in these houses. Because they cannot ignore the nutritional requirements of their children, these people have adopted a special scheme to be economical. The incident that gave the name to this hamlet of 350 families does explain the living condition of its residents.
In 1946,
there had been a clash between two communities. At that time, those who were in the Kadurwela farm were Tamil people. After spending days in the jungle, they came to the Soruvilla village. Opposite the Valividana's house is a large bo tree and a tamarind tree. That is where they came and took refuge. At that time, Valividana had instructed the villagers to provide those who took refuge under these trees with some food and water. So from all the houses, villagers filled rice in boxes at the location. Because rice is called Soru in Tamil, they started calling this place Soruvilla. After that, Soruvilla was named Soruvilla. A majority of those who lived in Soruvilla, which is situated facing the Dimbulagala sacred site, are Tamils, and the remainder is mixture of both Sinhala and Tamil. Many decades before the Mahaweli development project, the people of Soruvilla engaged in agricultural activities with water that flowed into this lake from the Mahaweli river. It is amazing how this hamlet was left with the name Soruvilla when considering the state of the hamlet following the Mahaweli Expedite Development Program. There is enough water in the Madru River tank. Water is supplied to the other villagers so they can farm during both seasons. When the traditional paddy lands of Soruvilla was taken over for the Mahaweli project in 1980, this hamlet was documented to be a hamlet under the Mahaweli project. However, the lifestyle of the people of Soruvilla shows that the people are yet to receive the benefits of the Mahaweli project. As a result of Mahaweli officials diverting water from the Mahaweli project according to their own whims and fancies, the paddy fields that were given to the people of Soruvilla, who lost their traditional land to the project, have now become barren. It could be due to the nature of the people in Soruvilla that they are unable to voice their need for water.
Well, Telugu people are commonly referred to as gypsies. Now, Arundhati, these days, as far as I know, we rarely come across any gypsies.
So that's right, Shaheen. And News First paid a visit to a village where gypsies have been living for generations. News First Manju Tenura filed this report on the gypsy community.
This village is located 3 kilometers away from the Mihintale town in the Anuradhapura district. Over 250 persons belonging to 35 families have made this village their home. Among those who live in this village are those who are known as gypsies, originally from South India. Back then we did not stay in one place, we went everywhere. We charmed snakes and made monkeys dance to the music.
Why are the Telugu people called gypsy people?
The villagers call us that because we travel a lot. This quadrangular house made of sticks and leaves provide the shelters to a gypsy family.
This is a house built by a gypsy for just 7 days. How many things do you have in your house? However, for those who live here, these simple things are sufficient for their basic needs.
Yet the young generations of the gypsy community like to have new clothes.
We come here for business once a week. We have a reasonable business here. They too like to dress nice.
Moreover, a family health inspector visits this village once a week to look into the well-being of the children in this village and their mothers. The traditional means of income for the Telugu community or the Gypsy people was snake charming, money dancers and soothsaying. However, the present generation of this community do not wish to pursue in this path.
We are not used to charming snakes or making monkeys dance like our fathers did. We get into bazaars and sell things as a means of income. Many are employed on a daily income. They engage in fishing or farming. There are youth who sing songs and earn money. Some are soothsayers. We do not read a person's palm and say their future.
We also witnessed the manner how the children in the village are working towards a better future. Join News First tomorrow for more on the lives of the Gypsy community.